congratulations on this. We were with another Scottish first-time director yesterday in young James McAvoy. We always like to bring up new and emerging talent. So what's it like for you to be able
as a new and emerging talent?
Yeah, as a new and emerging director.
Yeah, it's great. I mean,
to be able to bring such a big-hearted story to the screen.
Well, I'm a big-hearted fellow, and as a big-hearted fellow, I can present big-hearted stories. No, that's nonsense. But no, I just love the script, and I love David's writing. He's an incredibly compassionate writer, and that's what's so great about the film. It is the compassion that's in the film, and the sense of forgiveness at the end, and coming together, and the fact that these two boys have been sort of neglected, by their father, and also the mother kind of mixing it a bit and saying, you've got to get out of here, you've got to get out of here, and the thing that happens to Alan's character, I'm also particularly proud of the younger actors who played us as younger men. I thought they were excellent. I thought they were really first class, and they did a great job. And those little scenes when they talk about their future, what do you want to do? And my character, Sandy, wants to leave, and Alan's character wants to stay, and it's the opposite. I'm ending up staying, and he ends up leaving, and it's a kind of, and that's the sort of the grit in their particular mill.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was young, I always wanted to grow up because it seemed like adults have all the fun, but in reality, it's a lot more complicated than that. but the film does show us that while you still have breath in your body, there's still hope.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what appealed to me about the film. I really wanted to do a film that told a proper story about, as opposed to a story about drunks or drug addicts or what. Just simple people dealing with the day-to-day reality of life, and brotherly love. You don't get a lot of films about brotherly love, and I thought that was also the unique element about that. Two brothers who have enormous respect for one another, but are also troubled by the paths that they were meant to take. And they were made to take, not meant to take. They were made to take. And
this seems to be a fabulous time for Scottish film. Obviously, this year, I Swear won a BAFTA and has done wonders, and we had James yesterday. Do you think it's a particular season that people are, because while this is a very Scottish story in tone, it's a very universal sentiment.
Yeah. Well, it shows that we're as affected as anybody else. It matters to us, and the fact that both Sandys had to stay in when he wanted to go, and the fact that Alan wanted to come back. So when he comes back, it's so conflicting for him, and it's equally conflicting for Sandy, his brother, coming back, and what his state is. The fact that he's always the one that ran away, and he feels that's a sort of compulsion in his brother, and he's kind of, he's a bit angry about it, but he's also a bit jealous about it as well, Sandy, because he would have liked a life like that, and he couldn't have it.
And just lastly, one of the characters in the background of this film is the distillery, who's a living, breathing character. For me, it was fabulous to see such care put into a business as being part of the community and part of the life and soul of the country.
Absolutely.
Rather than just being available to the billionaire with the most money.
No, it was really, that's one of the most important aspects, is that they are of their community, and their community is important, as it says in the end. And the fear of him selling the business is the fact that it's going to break up the community. And the people want that. They want that sense of community. And Scotland's like that. There are these little areas, a little pocket, and there are distilleries around which do create community. And we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that and say, that's so important, and it's so important to honour that. And I think this film does honour that in many ways.
And it is a film filled with compassion, which is just so touching for this time, the time we're in at the minute.
Well, it is. I mean, that was the other reason why I very much wanted to do the film, because we're living in such a pretty awful time, quite honestly. And it's never been as bad, you know, not since the Second World War has it been as bad as it is now. So that's why these stories are more important, because it actually tells people who we really are. You know, that we're not warring animals, we are actually people who are just trying to get on with life. You know, we make mistakes, we're human, and it's the humanist element that is so important in this movie.
Congratulations, fantastic. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!